Good morning, Gauri ma'am.
Good morning,
Morning,
Padminakshi
sir.
ma'am.
Caroline ma'am, we'll wait 2-3 minutes.
Meena ma'am, I think so.
Yeah.
Uh, Gauri ma'am, how are you doing, ma'am?
Thank you, Carolyn. I'm doing fine. I'm doing good.
Super, ma'am.
Great to see you
Ma'am, shall we
all
start the
shortly.
session?
Good question.
Yes, ma, you can. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
ready.
Thank you so much for getting connected with us, ma'am. Um, we'll start the session, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in another 2 minutes, ma'am, we are waiting for our director to join.
Sure.
Good morning, Gauri ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. This is Amsaveni.
Good morning, Amsaveni ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you. Gauri ma'am, good morning. Can you hear me? கேக்குதா, Carolyn? Good morning. Gauri ma'am, welcome to the session. Bhamini, Good morning, Bhamini ma'am. How are
Thank
you,
you for
ma'am?
your welcome. Yeah, I'm fine, ma'am. How do you do, ma'am?
We are all well, ma'am. Thank you. Pleasure having you over.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think, says Albert Einstein. On behalf of the management of Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science and the organizing team, it's my pleasure to welcome you all for this morning. I extend a warm welcome to our dear director, Dr. Bamini. Being the fourth day of the International Student Development Program, The Paradox of Excellence, we have our chief guest, Dr. Yes Gowri, professor and head at PSG College of Arts and Science, on the topic Wisdom on Your Skills. We welcome you, ma'am, and thank you for accepting our invitation. I now request Ms. Pujita of Second Day to introduce you.
It's an immense pleasure to welcome Dr. S. Kauri, Associate Professor and Head Commerce Business Analytics of PSD College of Arts and Science. Dr. S. Kauri is a scholar in discipline of commerce and management. She is presently working as an associate professor and heading the departments of commerce, business analytics at PSD College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. She strongly believes that adequate practical knowledge along with theoretical concepts are necessary for an individual to gain familiarity with uncertainties of reality and hence organized many workshops, guest lectures, national seminars, FTPs, MDPs for enriching the practical knowledge of students and faculties of management and commerce. She has 8 years of industrial experience. She has presented more than 50 papers in various national and international seminars. She has published few research articles in leading national and international journals. She has visited few colleges and schools in and around Coimbatore as a resource person. She advises women empowerment and engages in transaction analysis, a theory of personality and physiology. In addition to that, she has also done a foundation and advanced course in counseling, for she is keen in spread awareness of social inequalities in society and make others to open their ears to others' pain. It's an honor to welcome you, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Pujita, for your brief introduction of our guest. Ma'am, it's such an honor to have you on board with us. Over to you for the session.
Thank you, Carolyn Madam, for the wonderful welcome, and thank you, Pujita Giri, for the nice introduction about me. Good morning to all of you present here. Avanandri oranavum asayadu, kardavyam deivamandriham. Sounds familiar? So this is a famous lyric in Venkatesa Suprapatham. Before I start my session, let me express my gratitude to Madam Dr. Pon Meenakshi, Dr. Amsaveni, for the wonderful effort of organizing this International Student Development Program. Without the support of the director, the convener of the program, doing an International Students Development Program is not so easy. But both of them and Carolyn Madam and the entire department is being supported by the director, Bhamini Madam. And in turn, the entire team is getting support from the management, the principal. So at this juncture, I acknowledge with thanks all the dignitaries as well as the department faculties for providing me this opportunity. And once again, thank you, Carolyn Madam, for the welcome and Pujita Giri for the introduction. Shall we start? Students are ready?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a presentation.
Yes.
Yes, if you're ready, then I can present my screen and we'll start from there. Hope the screen is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Thank you. Yes. Now on the screen, there are written certain words which are associated with skill development. What you're seeing is colorful words, right? Now I would like to hear from the students certain words, the meaning for certain words. I'm not underestimating the knowledge power of the MBA students, but then to get to know where you are with me, I'm just starting the presentation with this slide. Now, can anyone say what, according to you, is skill? How will you define skill? Yes? How will you define the term skill, or what, according to you, skill means? Any answer?
Students, you all can unmute and speak, or otherwise you can use the chat box.
Yes, of course. Do not worry, right? It's not an exam. I'm just asking you. Now let me come to the chat box. Do I have an answer for that? Skill? So one is agility. Yes, you can send your answers through chat box. I would like to listen from the students the meaning for skill, agility. Are you with me, students? Whatever answer you know. Yes, ability. Saira says that ability to enhance something, wonderful. Vinduja says the talent needed, yes, exactly. Trained knowledge, wonderful. Any other answer for skill? Everyone is right, excellent. And what about the term agility? What do you mean by being agile? In today's context, it is very much required. Agile, agility. What's the meaning for all those? Hmm? Okay, then what is dexterity? How will you define dexterity? I think I should not wait for more time. Okay, agile means moving quick, acting or responding in a fast manner. Agile, agility. Then dexterity. Any answer for dexterity? What do you mean by dexterity? Yeah, that has got relevance to the title. That's why I've included this word, dexterity. Okay. Again, that is the skill expected using your hands. If you do anything fast and quick with your hands together, then that we call it as dexterity, the way of doing things in a faster way. Say, for example, when you are listening to a dancer dancing Bharatanatyam, they are doing that mudra, right? Like this, they will do some mudras. So we are expressing and we are expressing our gratitude by appreciating them. Gracefully, the dancer is dancing. What a graceful occasion to see. So that is exactly the meaning for this term, dexterity. And you call by any name. The effort has been taken by Pon Meenakshi Madam and Amsaveni Madam for this 1 week program, International Students Development Program. Either you can mean it in the name of career development, improvement, advancement, unique selling proposition, vocational education, professional training, career training. In fact, USP is something different. I'll come to that later. Skill upgradation, SDP, MDP, EDP. Any name you can call by, but everything means that the one better sentence to describe all the above words on the screen. You're not stagnant, but you're moving ahead, one step further. When you're ready to take a step further, then or at least you're able to walk with the teachers, no, holding their hands, then there starts the improvement of your life, the enhancement of your knowledge. So this is one forum where we are indebted to both Dr. Pon Meenakshi and Dr. Amsaveni, and also to the director Bhamini Madam, because they have taken good effort to enrich your knowledge for this 1 week. And there is a saying, we can take the horse to the pond, we cannot make the horse to drink the water. So it is up to the horse to drink the water. When you feel thirsty, then it is for the horse to drink the water. And similarly, this week program is for the students. So whatever you are interested in, you can take some inputs which are given by the resource persons. And if you are not interested, you can just leave it. Okay. Now I'm moving on to the next slide, which says that every child is unique. 100% this is true. We might have experienced. Every child is different and every child is unique. Why am I saying this? But on the other side, I also have education should cater to the uniqueness of every child. Unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, it is not happening, right? Yeah, it is quite troublesome if you want to cater to the needs of the teacher has to take a great effort. Needless to say that already the teacher is taking good effort, but every child is unique. Even when you see this neurological science, the role of this, okay, by the way, do you think that skill can be inherited, acquired? I don't know how many of you say yes for this, inheritance as well as this acquiring the skills. So the neuroscience says that it is the DNA of the parents. Many times it is inherited or already acquired by the baby when it is born. And sometimes it is also pushed by the parents. The way in which they say that you have to dress up like this, you have to sit like this, you have to talk like this, right from the age of, 1 year or 2 years, they will train the children like that. So the mother knows that every child is unique. Every mother, for that matter, right? And every child is unique with some potential. So we have to cater according to the need of the child. And at this juncture, I request Radhika ma'am, if it is possible, Meenakshi ma'am, if it is possible for you to run that video about,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, whom do you see on the screen now? Can you identify this personality? Who is this on the screen? Yeah, can you name? A women corporate leader. Someone is giving an answer, but I couldn't hear. She is Radhika Gupta, the CEO of Veldis. Yeah. Are you seeing the screen? Can you identify this personality? The CEO
shall
of
I proceed
Veldis.
then?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The video is playing. Meenakshi, ma'am.
No, ma'am. The
Ma'am,
video
could you please you stop presenting, ma'am, so that I can share my screen.
Ma'am, any trouble in playing the video? Meenakshi, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any trouble in playing the video, ma'am?
Meena, ma'am.
Wait, ma'am. One
Yes,
minute.
yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think in the meantime, I can give a description about the CEO Radhika Gupta. Because there is an audio trouble in the video. Somehow we were able to correct it. We are able to correct it. But Meenakshi ma'am, I think she's doing something to correct the audio also. Don't worry if you are not able to hear the audio. It's okay because so before the audio plays, the video plays. Yes, yes.
I've been a class topper most of my life. I also went to Wharton, one of the best business schools in the world. And I'm a reasonably young financial services CEO. But today's story is actually about trying to jump off the 19th floor of a building. I was born in a service class family, and we were taught that marks, academics were important. They were our way to break that great Indian middle class rut. My father is a member of the Indian Foreign Service. And when my mother was expecting me, he was given this very enviable choice of going to either Pakistan or Switzerland. Yes, and like all logical people in his position, he picked Pakistan. Because actually, for an Indian diplomat, Pakistan is a career-defining posting. I was born with complications, and I was left in this incubator when I was born. The nurse, and God bless that old lady, wherever she is, she put me into this incubator in a slightly tilted kind of position. So I was born grossly overweight with this broken neck. And you can see it right here. It's got this weird tilt to one side. Now, it actually wasn't very prominent when I was growing up, but as I shed the baby fat, it became a lot more visible. I think I must be the only woman in the world who regretted losing weight at some point in her life. A few years later, my father was posted to New York, and I went to an American school, and I was battling learning how to speak English because I had been brought up on a diet of almonds and kishmish and mashallah and inshallah. Yeah.
Okay. To cut short the story,
Then, 3 years later, he was posted to Delhi, where I went to Delhi Public.
yeah, I think that's enough. Thank you, Ponminakshi madam, for playing the video with the audio.
Okay.
I think students also hear the audio. Yes, you heard the sound? Radhika Gupta speaking to you all. Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the problem with her is that I won't say that she's ugly. She's very beautiful, but with a tilted neck, as rightly she said. That's why I said that every child is unique. Of course, she is unique to her parents. You can listen to the video later. There is an incredible story about this lady for everyone to listen and to learn from her boldness and courage. Being a CEO of this Edelweiss Financial Services, she's providing financial services to all. And she's ensuring that the asset management is very perfect as far as the investors are concerned. That's why I said every child is unique. He or she is different. And you cannot expect the same result from everyone. X is different, Y is different. And because, the role of this inheritance and this inheritance as well as this quality being acquired from the family members or the parents. Also, we have elders at home. So when a child is being brought up by the parents, lot of inputs are being given. And when you grow up and when you go to school, what happens? The influence of the peer friends, right? Peer group, we call it as friends. They will influence you to some extent in the life. And your neighbors with whom you are playing, they are also influential. Thereby, your attitude changes, your behavior changes. And that's the reason I said that not only parent, but all these environmental input. And when you got educated from a school or a college, there is also certain values. There is one paper called as value education, which gives certain values to the student. So being educated, are you not ashamed of this? Right? I didn't expect this from an educated person like you. This is what the comment we hear from others when we do a mistake. So all these inputs are only the factors that shape an individual's attitude and behavior. That's why I said every child is unique. So what is the first quality that you have to do? You identify. You identify your personal trait or the quality that you have and try to nurture that. Okay. This video says that this Radhika madam, she was about to commit suicide, jumping from the 19th floor when she got rejected from the continuous interviews. The first time she got rejected, second time rejected, third time rejected, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. And around the 8th or 9th time, she got a job, and that too from McKinsey, where she said that she has taken her, the leisure time activity as when teachers were asking for a hobby, she was not able to find one. Because many of us are like that. And for the sake of writing, I was listening to the first day's video of Sarath Menon, where he said, like, if you're not doing it, please do not mention that in your resume. So many a times we do that mistake. We will give something as a hobby, and when they ask us, when they ask some question in the interview, and we'll get cut for what we have not done. So that is a general mistake that everyone commits. And here too, Radhika doesn't have a hobby. And when she went and told the parents, they said, like, okay, we will start playing bridge game. And again, she was strange to hear from her mother. And she said, at the age of 40, you can play bridge. But what am I going to do at this age of 20? And that time, somehow she accepted that as a hobby. And yes, Ajay Christopher, anything that you would like to say? Okay, by mistake, huh? Okay. So what happened? In the interview, almost 80% of the questions were only from this bridge game. They questioned, out of 18 questions were only from this bridge game. That's what she said. And just one day before the date of interview, she was about to commit suicide. ஒரு படத்துல விவேக் சொல்லுவாரு, எல்லாமே மனசுக்குள்ளேயே நான் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிறேன், இது எப்படி வெளியில கேக்குதுன்னு. The same way, when this lady was talking to herself, I'm going to jump out of this 19th floor, nearby was her friend, and she heard that, and suddenly they took her in the ambulance and they got her admitted in a psychiatric ward for counseling and mentoring, and for her to bring out her from that suicidal attempt. That has happened to this Radhika madam, and she has narrated her story in a beautiful way. So please wait, because we do not know what is the best part of us until someone tells that you are good for this, or you can identify. Let your parents identify and nurture that particular character, and you can come up. So that is what my input from this video. And I'm moving on to the next part of the presentation through PPT. Let me share. Please wait. And now we are on to the topic. We're on to the main topic. Wait, I'll share from the beginning. Now here we are. What is required is the topic, right? Number one is are you hearing me? Because I'm presenting. Yeah, the conceptual knowledge. You can say an yes or no. Conceptual knowledge. Boys, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you. See, number one is the conceptual knowledge, which means that you're supposed to know what you're studying. There are so many technical jargons. Do not worry about that. I normally used to say my students that they will not test you in the interview by giving you a profit and loss account and a balance sheet and ask you to tally that. What they will ask is just one word or one line answer, like defining what is a debit or a credit, and something related to the analytical interpretation of a report, etc. So what is that going to help you in an interview is definitely the conceptual knowledge, at least to answer a few questions that they ask in the board. And number two is the adaptability. I was asking you about agility, right? Exactly. When you have the quality of that agility, moving quick, adaptability will be there in an individual. Now you are capable of getting accustomed to any circumstances. So flexible enough to change to situations, because we cannot expect what is happening now. This pandemic, have you ever thought that we are going to have a session on Google Meet? Now, until this pandemic happened in 2020, I do not know how to create a classroom. To be frank, I do not know how to talk through Google Meet. But for the past 1 or 2 years, we have been trained to use all this technology for taking class. I never thought that this type of learning will be there in the near future. So, adaptability. How are we? Are we flexible enough to accept whatever comes on our way of life? Then next is the teamwork, the ability to work with a wide variety of people, especially when you become a HR manager. That is a tough task. and time management. The ability to prioritize the urgent work. Ma'am?
We couldn't see your PPT, ma'am.
Yeah, just a minute. No, I've shared my full screen. Sometimes there's a problem with technology, Just a minute. I've opened and okay. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Now it's error has occurred when screening business. Something has occurred 1 month. It's not. Because of that video. Ma'am, is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Now these are the skills, general skills that are expected from an MBA graduate: time management, digital transformation. That's what I'm just now I'm sharing with you all my experiences, understanding the digital impact of the businesses, the way in which the e-businesses that happens today. Just Google it for your better understanding. Go to kirakadai.com and you can learn. And these agro-based products, how do they sell in the social media with the help of social media? Real transformation, that is a digital transformation. Everyone is doing business through e-commerce portal. So such is the impact today. And the Google Pay, through which funds are being transacted. The next skill is networking, ability to build, sustain, and expand a network of people. Once you're doing business, then on the other side, you need to have a big network of connecting people. And of course, problem solving, that is to solve every day, we will come across some problem which are critical or complex, and we should know how to solve it. At least we should seek the expert's help in solving all these problems. So these are the general skill sets expected. But again, when it comes to marketing field, what can be marketed? All these, right? When a person who is marketing an idea, then he is said to do some consultancy work. Consultancy for an MNC sitting in India, they can do consultancy. Same way, someone sitting in America, the technology transfer happens, right? They are what happened in the medical field. Someone within a speaker and a headphone sitting at the other end, listening to the conversation that happens in a hospital at US, and they are taking notes, all that prescription medicine, etc. Medical transcription we have, right? All that can be marketed, not only goods and services. So when you are able to sell your experiences, we are marketing persons, place, properties, organization, information, for which certain skills are required for a marketer. And again, this is a story of a Native American. You need to have a positive outlook. So this is all about the Aborigines, who are they're called as the Native Americans. One of the shoe company which wants to sell their shoes, they wanted to do a market research to know whether these people are, do they have the habit of wearing shoes, and is there any potential market for these people to sell shoes in, among the Native Americans. And they sent their representative. The first one visited the place and he returned back and he reported to the management, no boss, chalega nahi, right? People of this Native Americans do not have the habit of wearing shoes. Not only shoes, they don't have the habit of wearing chappal at all. They are with the barefoot. That was the reply. And again, when the second representative returned, he said, oh my goodness, I've seen a tremendous potential here because the people of Native Americans do not have the habit of wearing shoes. Now, can you identify the difference between the two statements by these two sales representatives? Yes. The first one says that since nobody is wearing, have the habit of wearing chappal or shoe, we do not have any chance for selling. But the second one says that yes, we do have a lot of potential because we can train them how to wear shoes. This is what is required from an MBA graduate. You need to have a positive outlook. Now, what are the titles under these marketing jobs? Do not worry about the titles. I always tell people there is nothing in the the tag or the brand that has been attached with us as CEO, as vice president, as technical advisor, etc. But all the thing is that you should know how to do a task, how to do a work. Or if you are a leader, you should know how to get that work done by your team. Simple, very simple. So marketing executive and marketing senior executive or senior marketing executive, either way you can say, business development manager, sales associate in retail chains, customer relationship manager, sales coordinator in freight forwarding. All these are the job titles, and maybe a few I have left, but you can refer. That's what I said. You don't worry about the title. Now coming to the skills, number one is interpersonal. And always interpersonal goes together with communication. Only when you know how to communicate with the other person, you can develop your interpersonal skills, right? It is all about how you talk and how you talk looking into the eyes of other person. And number two, strategic thinking. That's what I said. Kirakadai.com, the way of doing business. Strategically, he has designed the idea. When he started with Suresh, I think, if I'm right, his name is. I have a poor memory in retaining his name. He was interviewed by people, and he said within next 2 days there was an interview. All the reporters came, and they just wanted to see what is the difference that he's making in after all selling kirai, right? The varieties of green leafy vegetable, which he is selling through online as well as a retail outlet is there in RS-Puram. So people are very curious to know what is all about his business. So that is exactly called as out of the box thinking or strategic thinking. And communication. The one important skill, whatever the role is, either whatever the elective is, either you are a marketing person or a finance person or a HR person, the way in which you have to interact with people, that makes sense. Communication, right? And entrepreneurial skills. Again, I've requested Pon Meenakshi ma'am to give me one more session to share a few entrepreneurial skills as well as business analytical skills exclusively for the students who want to excel in analytical skills, right? So I hope it will be done based on today's feedback. So leadership, yeah, that is also. As a leader, you have to take the team along with you. It is not like commanding, sitting in one place, but then get down to their level, and you have to carry the members of the team along with you. I think that's what Bhamini ma'am is doing, giving autonomy and freedom for these faculties to arrange and enrich the students' knowledge. And the next is knowing the customers better, right? Unless you know the customer as well as the competitors, both of them are equally good, because we do not know from which side the enemy is going to attack. So only when you are thorough with your competitors' next move, you can take the right move. So these two are also important. And right now on the screen, can you identify this famous personality? Why do I want to have him on my slide? Yes, any idea? Who is this person? Can anyone name him? Shall I come to the chat box? Because another video will be played in a short time. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Who is he? I have stopped playing. Okay. Don't worry. He is Captain Raghuraman. Now, if you have the habit of watching to YouTube, you might have listened to him. An armed person, right? He was serving the army for quite few years, 10 to 15 years. Later, he moved as a corporate leader in one of the companies of Mahindra and Mahindra. And later, he moved to, at present, I think he is with Reliance Group of...
what I'm going to share with you today is actually very different.
Just listen to the conversation for 2 minutes, then I will come back. I request all the students to
everything that you've been hearing so far. It's a different school of entrepreneurship, and I think we should pay a little bit of attention to this school also. I'll introduce you to this school of entrepreneurship, which I think is one of the most vibrant schools, and unfortunately, probably one of the most ignored ones. So let me take you to this school. I'll show you a small video of the businesses which are happening all around us. But unfortunately, very often we don't think of them as businesses. We don't think of them as entrepreneurs. So let me walk you through this. What you just saw in this 30-second clipping is probably one of the biggest business environments in the world. Unfortunately, the organized businesses, the Sensexes, the ASSOCHAMs, the FICCIs, the various other bodies, classify them as marginalized, unorganized, and informal sectors. I want to take you through about 10-15 minutes and show you how much of injustice we do to this entire business world and how much of bevkufi we do in thinking that they are unorganized, informal, or marginalized. Let me take you step by step and show you that in every metric of business, any metric of business you want to apply, they are exponentially better than many of the businesses that are out there in NASDAQ or Sensex or the top blue chips. Let me walk you through each one of those metrics. And I first begin with the pure necessity and what this business delivers to India. 50% of India's GDP comes from the unorganized sector. The unorganized sector provides employment to more than 90% of our workforce. And most importantly, in every metric, they beat the organized, so-called organized sector hands down. And let me show you one metric at a time. We begin with the return of investment per square feet. If you actually calculate any payment business that you see and compare it with the return of investment that comes from these big malls, these shopping complexes and all that, you will realize that at the payment, the return of investment, even after paying the fees to the municipal corporation or whatever, their return of investment is exponentially higher. You must have seen these bookstalls in Bombay whenever you have been going around, and you must have also seen some vendors who transport these books by hand. You would have seen that. Now, many of you who have studied marketing and sales know that in the marketing jargon, fight for shelf space to put your product in the, especially in the FMCG business, to take shelf space, how much of design and strategy is done and how fiercely that space is fought. I want you to equate that with this old man who has to design his product mix because he's carrying that 3 to 4 kilos of weight from morning till evening. And when you carry 2 or 3 kilos for more than 2 to 3 hours, it doesn't feel like 2 to 3 kilos. So as I was telling Savi here in the afternoon, that when your book reaches this stack, then it's a bestseller. Because it is being testified by the sweat equity of that old man who has to carry it in his hand, and he'll only carry a book which he knows is a bestseller. The second metric is equitable distribution of profits. When you have a plate of idli in a street where you pay 12 rupees or 15 rupees for it, the owner, the vendor, gets to keep only 2 to 3 rupees. The remaining 15 rupees or remaining 12 rupees goes to the entire supply chain. The people who wash the utensils, the people who grind it, the auto rickshaw guy who brings it, all of them get an equitable distribution. But when you have the same plate of idli in a 5-star hotel where you pay 400 rupees for it, bulk of the money is kept by the establishment and only a small percentage of that money is given to the entire supply chain. The third is the degree of empowerment of decision making. This boy sells these roses for 10 rupees. His
Let
cost,
it go
his
for another 1 to
7
2
rupees,
minutes.
which means 30% profit per rose. And he can give you a 50% discount if
Yeah, he likes the face, he says. Yes. How many of you have watched this video before? This is a presentation by Captain Raguraman, the person who served the army for 10 to 15 years and then moved as a corporate leader now. Have you seen the video before?
Yes,
If
ma'am,
not,
myself.
yes. If not, you can watch it. It is available in YouTube. All the lectures. Why am I insisting you to watch it? Maybe it is my perception. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? The wonderful flow of the language, English, right? What to say. I just fell in love with that, the way he is narrating, the jargons that he uses, the business jargons, the technical jargons that he uses, excellent vocabulary that he is having. So that is what we also need. We have to enrich. Why are we not talking in English, or we are feeling shy to talk in English? Because for short of words, இந்த இடத்துல எந்த வார்த்தை போடுறது, இந்த வார்த்தை ரைட்டா தப்பா. Many of the people who are getting graduated in Tamil medium, or sorry, up to 12th standard, if you have studied in Tamil medium, you have the same feeling. நான் பேசினா சிரிச்சிடுவாங்களா? So will they laugh at me if I commit a mistake? No, not at all. Those who are very weak in English, you can try talking in English, and let you commit some mistake. Let us commit some mistakes so that someone will correct us. Those who are good in English will call us and correct our mistakes. So do not worry. It is just language, right? It is just like another language. English is also language. You don't have to worry. Practice it. Keep practicing it. Talk every day, and you can just listen to many videos that are available, motivational videos. Even Radhika ma'am has started giving videos. So it is required for all the business people, those who are aspiring to become entrepreneurs. You can listen to all these videos and enrich your vocabulary, right? That's what. And he has shared all his life experiences, even what army has taught to him throughout his life of 15 years, and the experiences that he had acquired from M&M, Mahindra & Mahindra, and also the experiences with Reliance Ambani is sharing in many of the videos. So I request the students to just listen to all those. Now coming to the presentation. Sorry, once again I have to go and share the screen. Now from Captain, now we are moving on to the next HR skills. Don't worry, I'll be completing on time. Ma'am, can I go up to 11:40? What is the time? Permitted time for me to?
No issues, ma'am. You can proceed, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Now, yeah. Now, again, these are the marketing skills. Additionally, I've given it in a pictorial form. Coming to finance, right? I don't want to enter deep into finance. If you know how to play with numbers, are you seeing the screen? Ma'am, screen is visible?
No, ma'am.
Wait. Always, it takes its own time. No, ma'am. Jobs, finance, titles. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So all those which are mentioned on the right side, bank manager, if you complete your CA, you can become an auditor. We know that. Financial consultant, advisor, investment banking, merchant banking, risk management, asset management, project finance, private equity, venture capital. So those who are good in mathematics, statistics, those who are good in reasoning, logical reasoning, and analytical skill, definitely you can find a job in the finance sector. Now the scope is wider. Enormous scope is available in all these finance companies, be it a public or a private company. You can work. Certified financial planner and CFA. There is a course, chartered financial analyst. That's a course is available. You can do the course. And company secretary. If you complete your company secretaryship examination, then you can become a secretary. And all these are the available options under finance. And next, moving on to HR professionals. So something different is this human asset, right? We call it as a human capital because emotions are always attached to human. So while handling this human resources, you be very cautious and careful. It is not like other assets where your fixed assets, plant, machinery, everything is different. There is no life. But then this human assets, you should be very cautious. And HR trainer, you can be called as a HR trainer, HR executive, HR associate, HR manager. And what are the skill sets required? So communication, interpersonal skills. Communication and interpersonal skills are inherent in any nature of the job, whatever the role, then that these two are very much important. Also everything, right? The coordination between the brain, hand, and the physical, mental. So that is also required. The decision making with regard to recruitment and hiring. whom are we going to recruit, and what are the job titles available and job description. You have to say the specification of the job. All these are to be prepared by the HR. Mapping the skill sets in the job in the skill அப்படின்றது map பண்றதோ it is the work of the HR. Then human and human resources, either human or human resources information system, HR information system, we call it as HRIS. Then assertiveness. What do you mean by assertive? Being bold and courage and taking any decision without persons are thinking for a long time. You are taking a quick decision, then that is called as assertiveness. Taking bold decisions, in fact. Then conflict management and problem solving. You should be good at this, because every day we see across the table we have some problem, right? So that is also very important. Listening skills, empathy and sympathy. Now you all know what empathy is, right? Putting ourselves into the shoes of the neighbor. For example, if you happens to see an accident on the road, for a moment you will stop the vehicle and see when there is a blood loss. You'll see, oh my God, blood. The moment you feel sorry for the person and you are starting your vehicle and coming from there, and that is sympathy. But if you're going nearby and helping them to get into the ambulance and getting admitted in a hospital, then that is exactly empathy is. So such should be the skills for HR. And in addition to the above skills, the HR person is also requested to have all these skills: understanding the business, ability to promote and advocate the brand. Otherwise, I can say that this is internalizing the role. Whatever the role is, irrespective of the designation attached, you have to internalize, which means that you become so loyal to the management. When all the above skills are possessed, in the previous screen, whatever I have written, if you possess that, then automatically the ability to promote and advocate the brand will naturally come into an individual. When you become so loyal to the management, right, you are going to patronage the brand where you're working, brand of the company where you're working. That is what is ability to promote and advocate. And employee engagement skills. How are we engaging the employees all the time? They should not feel bored, and they should feel enthusiastic to come and work. And time management, flexibility to accept, diversity management. In an organization, you can see that multicultural people are working together without making any difference. So that is diversity management. HR should know how to accept people as they are. And before going to the final video, here I would like to narrate a small anecdote for this ability to promote or advocate the brand. When that will come, and people started always when they're working for an organization, working in an organization, they used to complain a lot of things. You need to have some patience in understanding people, in understanding the environment, and to accept people as they are without complaining, without having a complaining nature. Either it is called as a criticism or complaining, or whining. We say complain. So we don't want to have anyone is not interested to listen to people who are whining. So here I'll just give the anecdote, then the last video will be played, the story of a carpenter. With that, I think I can wind up. So thanks to Professor Jagan Mohan Reddy, who happens to be an MBA professor again. There was a group, association, member of MBA exclusive group. We normally used to share all the management information through that platform, Google Gmail. He used to send mail. And one of such story, by a real story, I think it's a real story, Ducks Quack and Eagles Soar. Abdintra title, he sent this small anecdote. You can have this as a narration between a story between a passenger and a car driver. There was named a car driver called as Bashu, when this passenger was waiting to look for a call taxi, now we call taxi driver is Bashu, he approached. And the first thing the driver noticed was the taxi was polished to a bright shine. To his surprise, he could not believe that the taxi is so good and neat. And the number two, the impressive way of dressing by the driver. Very smartly dressed in a white shirt and a black tie and a neatly pressed slack. He the moment he dropped the vehicle near that passenger, he jumped out of the car and he made a about turn to open the back door for the passenger. This will never happen. We all have experienced traveling in a call taxi in Coimbatore. Do you expect this to happen? The driver will be on his seat only. And something unusual. So he handed over a laminated car. This driver handed over the laminated car to the passenger and he said, "Well, I'm loading your luggage in the trunk. I would like to read this mission statement." And this passenger, on looking at the laminated car, to get my customer to the destination in quickest, safest, and cheapest way possible is a friendly environment was the motto. It was written on the card. What is that minimum that you can expect from a call taxi, right? எல்லாரும் வண்டியில ஏறும்போது this is what we expect, right? We have to reach fast a place and the driver should drive cautiously. We need, without committing any accident, we have to reach safe. And number 3, the good environment. Either he'll be chatting with us, or a radio will be playing some song. And of course, the cost, right? We also will work out the freight. We'll ensure that it is cheapest. So these 3 are the main motto: quickest, safest, and cheapest service. That is what exactly written in the mission card of the driver, to get my customers to their destination quickest, safest, and cheapest way possible in a friendly environment. It takes a break for this passenger to read that mission statement. And he said, "Wow." Getting inside the car, he said, "I noticed the inside of the car is exactly matching the outside. Very spick and span. No, spotlessly very clean inside also." And when he seated back, immediately Vasu asked him the next question. Oh, he was wondering what's happening. He said, "Would you like to have a coffee?" The driver then also said, like, "I have a thermo flask inside, so if you want anything to have hot." But knowingly very well that he would not have anything to offer as a soft drink, the passenger said, "No, I am interested to have something like a soft drink." Immediately he said, "Sir, on the left hand side you have a cooler up front where I have a regular and a diet Pepsi and also some cool drinks. Would you like to have lassi, water, orange juice, etc.?" So that was again a shock for this passenger. And the immediate next question he asked is, "Would you like to read anything? I have Hindu, Economic Times, Indian Express, and all sorts of newspapers were inside." And he also said, he gave another laminated card in which was written like, "I'm connected to these stations. If you would like to play any music, you can listen to. What is your interest, sir?" So here I would like to conclude that if the taxi driver is able to give such a service, no, all these things you cannot expect in a taxi here at Coimbatore. But then the passenger asked at the last station when he was about to leave, he just asked Vasu, "How could this happen, Vasu? Or why such a mission statement and this motto behind the service?" Vasu replied, "Yes, sir. I was also a driver. I'm a driver, and I was doing this job right from, say, 5-6 years back. And initially, like other people, I was also complaining about the roads, about the vehicle, about the passengers, etc. But the moment I got to know that there is no purpose in whining, I changed my attitude." And he said, "I just wanted to make a difference from the rest of the drivers. And that is the reason I have developed this way." That was a reply from a driver. And this is what exactly called as internalizing the job nature and advocating anything. You're promoting the company or the brand, etc. So with that, once again, I would like to thank the organizers and the director, Bhamini Madam, the management and the principal for this wonderful opportunity. So I think I have given something, and let us listen to the last one video, the true story of a carpenter. That is also giving a message. Please listen to that. Meenakshi Madam?
Yes, ma'am. Close
Yes.
the present screen, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Ma'am. Ma'am, I'm sitting here in my college, and since all the faculties are connected here, the bandwidth is
Yeah.
building business, to live a more leisurely life, with his wife and enjoy his extended family. Now, he would miss the paycheck each week. But he wanted to retire. The employer was sorry to see his good worker go, and asked if he could build just one more house, as a personal favor. The carpenter agreed, and started working on the last project of his life. Since it was his last project, he worked half-heartedly. He said goodbye to overtime. He did not consider to find the best cement mixture. He did not consider having a swimming pool in this project. He did not use quality wood for doors. The furniture was not of good quality. The employer called the carpenter in his office and gave the keys of this newly built house to the carpenter, saying, "This is my gift to you for your such a commendable service over 15 years." The carpenter was shocked. What a shame. If he had only known he was building his own house, he would have done it all so differently. So it is with us. We build our lives, a day at a time, often putting less than our best into the building. Then, with a shock, we realize we have to live in the house we have built. If we could do it over, we would do it much differently. But you cannot go back. You are the carpenter, and every day you hammer a nail, place a board, or erect a wall. Someone once said, life is a do-it-yourself project. Your attitude and the choices you make today help build the house you live in tomorrow. Therefore, you should build wisely.
So we never expect what comes as a gift, either from God or from the employer. So always, internalize and take it to your heart, right? You should remain loyal to everyone, either the relationship or it is a workplace, right? That loyalty will definitely pay something for us in the future. So having said that, thank you all for the patience hearing and listening. I wish all the students to come out with flying colors and wish them all a bright career. Thank you. God bless you all. Pon Meenakshi ma'am, Amsaveni ma'am, Caroline ma'am, Director ma'am, thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the session. It was very informative, and we learned a lot of lessons from the business executive Radhika Gupta, our very own Kirakada Sriram, and Captain Raghuram. The similarity among all the three of them is stand out of the crowd and observe the need. You excel. You excel. You understand people, and then you come out with a business idea. And the skills that they have is very different, and what we need to learn from them. Thank you so much for introducing all of them to us, ma'am. And we're very happy that you're connected with us. Now I request Saira of Second MBA to give the word of thanks. Ma'am, before the word of thanks, do you have time for any QA session, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Let them ask. If I know the answer, I will give.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Meeting.
Students, does anybody have any
Students, if
questions?
you have any doubt in any of the content that I delivered, with regard to the titles or the requirement skill sets, you can ask me. I'm ready to listen to the students. Yes, please. The toughest job for a teacher is this, ma'am, waiting for the students to ask question.
Yes, ma'am. Does anybody have any questions? Please unmute and speak. Otherwise, you can type it in the chat box.
Yes. Or if you don't feel like asking now, you can send it through mail. I will respond. Meenakshi ma'am is having my mail ID. You can also send your queries to my mail. How was the session? Can I have the feedback from any one student who is ready to unmute and talk? Was it up to your expectations, students? Silence for this also. In what way should I take it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Srijit, kindly unmute and speak, Srijit.
At least
Ma'am,
anyone.
understood, ma'am.
Yeah, what you understood,
My
Srijit?
expectation was
Anyone?
really
Ah.
good, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Srijit.
Yogesh, you wanted to say something, Yogesh? Yogesh Kumar?
No, say something, at least a negative comment. Nothing?
No, ma'am, the session was absolutely fine, and the
Thank
way you took
you,
the
ma'am.
session was very interesting. You know, you with all those videos and the stories. It was
Thank you.
very
In
well
fact,
mentioned.
I'm not
Thank
that
you.
good in technology, ma'am. Otherwise, I would have clipped the videos also inside, but I do not know how to do it. Only today morning, I asked my technician, and he said if the college is having a live stream, please ask them to do it there itself. Otherwise, you will find very difficult. No, coming out of this PPT and again joining back to the video. So that was the problem. And
Yes,
ma'am, wonderful effort, ma'am. I don't know. I'm expecting the students to talk about this. No, organizing a program like an international students development program for a continuous week of Monday to Friday. That too, I was listening to Sarath Manan. No, all the tips were too good. How to get ready for the interview, writing a resume, and but yesterday's session I missed somehow. Priya Shakti. Yeah,
yes.
insights into travel sector, and no, all the guests were wonderfully arranged, and students they should make use of it, and any one input if they take it and nurture for their growth, I think the great success lies there. Thank you. Oh,
Definitely.
that role of the teachers, no, it's, great.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you,
As,
children.
yeah.
Shall I take leave?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
waiting for
Sarah,
the.
we request you to deliver the word of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
One more comment, feedback in chat box, ma'am.
Yes,
Really
ma'am. I'm
motivating
waiting.
your session.
Thank you, Purminakshi.
Ma'am,
Thank you so
more than
much.
15 years of friendship. Friendship is like a
That's why.
jewel. It's polished
And
over time. It's become
yes.
beautiful. Now it's so
That,
beautiful, ma'am. Thank you.
thank you so much. When I visited in, if I'm right, November 2019, the
Yes, ma'am.
relationship got re-established. For that, a big
Yes.
thanks. And I was looking into the mail also. That time we exchanged. And after that, when you called last week, I said thanks for recognizing me and remembering me. So
Superb.
it's like yeah, uh, lovely nostalgic memory to have you and Amsaveni ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Sarah?
Thinking is the capital. Enterprise is the way. Hard work is the solution. Respected and our most distinguished chief guest of the day, Dr. S. Gauri. Respected principal, our beloved director, honorable faculties, and my dear friends. Today, I take the opportunity to propose the vote of thanks and appreciation to all those who made this event a resounding success. On behalf of the MBA department, I express my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Dr. S. Gauri, who spared time from her busiest schedule and shared her inspirational thoughts. Today, we had
Ira,
an
voice is
opportunity.
lost. Thank you. But something has happened.
Ma'am, ma'am, is there any issue, ma'am?
No, Sarah, you can continue.
Yes, ma'am. On behalf of the MBA department, I express my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Dr. S. Gauri, who spared time from her busiest schedule and shared her inspirational thoughts. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. I also wish to express my gratitude to our principal for providing encouragement and support. I am very grateful to him for giving an opportunity to organize this event. I am happy to express the vote of thanks to our beloved director, ma'am, for her support and guidance, and our faculties who have made this program a successful one. Last but not the least, I thank all my fellow mates for showing their interest in this program. Once again, I thank all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you all. Stay blessed.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Saira, for your word of gratitude. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Kindly join
Thank
for the
you.
next session by 10:30 for tomorrow's session. Thank you.
Meenakshi ma'am.